because I got to remember to do that. 'Cause there was one time where I interviewed somebody on it and did not record it. I'm like, son of a
Whoops.
bitch. You're right. It's like, oh my God, dude. User error, like, holy shit, dude. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
All right. So I got a little bit. I'll go introduce you with a little bit of things. I don't know. And then I'm going to say, okay, so it's Crisis, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Because I don't want to mess that up.
Nope, you're good.
All right, cool, cool. All right. And three, two, one, here we go. Hey, everybody, welcome back to When Words Fail Music Speaks, where we fight depression with the power of music. I am your professional handicapped host, and I have a little bit of trouble talking right now, but that's okay. I'm James Cox, and I got another killer interview today. Joining me is Crisis. He is the lead singer from the band Under Black Sky, probably my new favorite band of all time right now because this band is so great. But Crisis, we'll talk through writing, touring, and all the moments in between. Crisis, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Buddy, James, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you having me, and I'm flattered that you feel so highly about our music. So,
Do you?
thank you very much, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it's not just the music. You have like a lore behind it too, which we're gonna dive deep into. Also,
Absolutely.
but you are from. I think it said you're from. Hang on, just let me. Oh, hmm. I forgot where you're from. I'm
I
so
was
sorry.
band New Orleans.
New
Yep,
Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, New Orleans.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you. It's been a long day. I just
Oh,
came
you're good.
from work, so it's all good. Okay. New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans has a killer music scene, right?
It does. There's always been a lot of great talent coming out of New Orleans. So, we're excited to represent. That's for sure.
Yes, yes, and y'all do it very, very well. Um, yeah, okay, so before we get started, I want to know what your favorite genre is because most bands, most members of the bands, that I'm finding out now, is they're in like say you're in metal music, right?
Mhm.
You play metal, but your favorite music could be something else. Is that the same sentiment, or do you share the same like metal like your favorite ever?
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying because if you ask every person, they probably got a different answer. So
Yeah,
for me personally, I grew up with hard rock and metal, so that has been part and partial to everything I like. I have appreciation for all kinds of music and art, but if I stay true and true
yeah.
to not just performing and creating that music, but is also the things I listen to as well.
How, okay, so let me ask you this since you like all kinds of, how do you feel about country music? Is that a yes or no? Because a lot of people don't like it. I love it.
No,
That's
I think
what I
country
really
music's
like.
great.
Yeah.
I think country music has it continues to reinvent itself,
Yeah.
you know. And so I think that right now, I think if whether you love it or you hate it, you have to respect it because it is, it's huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of the mainstream country artists now, they're packing out stadiums. So
Right. Yeah.
kind of hard to debate.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about Crisis. Crisis is a five-piece band. Wait, hold on, four-piece band. You, we got Crisis You. You're known as
Yep.
the Prophet. Beast the Executioner on drums, and that's a fantastic name for the drummer. I mean, how perfect does that fit, right? Yeah.
Yes. Well,
And
he
then you
goes
got
for many times he goes beast mode. So,
yes.
you know,
Yes, and
yeah,
that's perfect because I mean
that's
he's like
correct.
the bang on stuff, so that's perfect for him. And we got Onyx, the guitar. He is the
Yes,
seer, and
correct.
Jax is the redeemer in bass guitar.
Yes.
Um, I find it really really awesome that y'all combined. It's kind of like a I guess it's more like a sci-fi thing. It's what I heard from your past interviews. Um,
Yes.
but I feel like it's more like fantasy driven too. And I
It
guess you
certainly
were a
can be.
big sci-fi and fantasy when you were growing up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I like creative arts that can that can transcend you to another place.
Yeah.
And so I always say is sometimes the real world can be, can be tasking and be trying at times. So sometimes escaping from that can be welcome, and it can be, sometimes a small escape from reality, and it gives you an opportunity to maybe see things in a different light, or maybe take a break from what you've got going on in your mind at the moment. And I think a lot can happen from that standpoint.
Right. Which I think is great, you know. Um, so there was a before Crisis, there was a person who felt something breaking inside, which is your alter ego, let's just say, you know.
Right.
So what moment first made you realize that your voice could like could be like a weapon and a prayer, you know, kind of.
Well, like I said, I'll go back to what we were talking about before. I think I think music is a very powerful thing, and not just instrumentals can be a very, very powerful thing, and lyrics can be a very powerful thing. And I think that when you realize the power and the responsibility of what it is that you're doing, and then you can have a positive impact on many people's lives. That's a big responsibility. And so when we put this all together, we realized that this could be a transmission. This could be a communication to a lot of people out there that are really needing something. They're needing something in their life to turn them around, or they're needing something in their life to create some clarity, or some hope. There's a lot of dark places in the world today, and so I think there's an opportunity to find the light in all that darkness, hence Under Black Sky.
Right.
So, I think that people are going to really enjoy, the concept once the album comes out. I think that you'll look at it differently than you will just by listening to music. I think this can, elevate you into another dimension, so to speak, and you can get lost in the story and the narrative and enjoy it. So that's what we're hoping for.
Speaking of your new album, your debut album, Bad Blood Chapter 1 comes out October 24th, which is really,
Yeah.
really soon. It's the middle of the month, you know, and it's great. I can't wait to hear it. You know.
Well, we can't wait to get it out. We really can't. We've been bursting at the seams. We've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into everything that we're doing, and we're anxious to get it out there because it's not just an album. It's a total
Right.
it's a total transformation. It's a total story. It's a total immersive experience if you let it be one. And if you're in an area where we're going to be touring, then we're going to combine that with the live stage show as well. That brings you into the whole fold and into that world that we've created inside Bad Blood. So I think that stay tuned for all the things that are coming out
Yeah.
between now and
Yeah.
the album coming out, because there's going to be a lot of hints. There's going to be a lot of entries inside the codex that'll be coming live to everybody that will give you one step closer to unlocking everything that it is we are doing here.
Nice. Nice. Now, the singles that we are listening to now, are they going to be a part of the album, or are they things that happened before this chapter one?
So they are a part of the album.
Okay.
Yeah, and so and they will soon, when the album comes out, you'll see why we released them now, and then also where they fit into the whole storyline.
Okay. Yeah. Because I've always wondered that. I'm like, because a lot of people are so single oriented. A lot of bands are, you know, they don't release
Sure.
albums anymore. It's singles, you know. So yeah, so that's cool
Yeah.
that these songs are going to be a part of it, you know. Um,
Yes. Well,
yeah,
and I think the industry, so you don't see a whole lot of before. That's all people did was release albums,
yeah,
and then you saw people release EPs, and then you
yeah,
see people release singles, and
right,
then sometimes they go back to albums, and it's a little bit cyclical, but I think that is indicative of the population's attention span these days.
right.
So
Yes,
what I would like to see is there is so much great music out there, and it's so accessible, but it makes it very difficult for people to really get into an artist anymore. because there's just so much out there. And when you're depending on how you listen to music or you're listening to a streaming service, you'll find people that listen to 30 seconds of a song or 20 seconds of a song and they'll
Yeah.
fast forward or they'll and they don't give themselves an
Yep.
opportunity to really dive in.
Yeah.
And what we'd like to do is, like I said, bring people into the world that we're creating and then have them not just listen to it, but put pictures to the words, follow the storyline, figure out where we're going, and then adapt that message that we're creating for everybody, maybe into something they can apply into their personal lives as well, to hopefully create and bridge that gap of true connection between artist and fan, and really kind of collaborating and bridging that relationship that I think is really important and is missing today.
Right. Yeah. It's funny that you said about the attention span because I hate TikTok. I can't stand it. I don't know how to use it personally.
Yeah.
I'm more like Instagram, Facebook kind of guy. Um, but yeah, I think the world now has the shortest attention span for anything at all. It doesn't matter whether it's music or work or anything. I mean,
Yeah, that it
we
does.
just need to move away from that. So, now, speaking about the music industry, do you see it going at a very good direction, or do you see it backtracking? Because I know that there's a lot of Spotify is my biggest enemy because I hate Spotify for what they're doing to
Mm.
artists, your
Yeah.
band and you. Um, so do you see music the industry going in a better place or just the same route or like a
It's
worse?
hard. That's really hard to say. It's a great
Yeah.
question. I think that um, streaming service is not going away.
No,
So that
no.
that is here to stay. That's never going to leave. Although I think that unfortunately, for those that have been around a bit and listening to music and getting into artists prior to the streaming service, had a little bit more value for what the artist was creating. But I see now, because there is so much flooding the marketplace, it is harder and harder and harder to get your art across to the masses
Yeah.
because there
Right.
is so much out there. So I think there's going to be a little bit of an equalization of artists that if you don't go the extra mile, you're going to get lost in the shuffle.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that is going to work itself out naturally. So I think all things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
And we just keep our head down. We do what we love to do. We certainly don't want to get lost in the shuffle. And we do believe that we've got a good message. We believe that we're creating good, solid songs. And we want to make sure that we get the rest of the world um, uh, to hear it. So and that is a benefit of streaming services where before we could never go worldwide as fast as we can go right
No,
now,
right.
no, well, not just ears, but now get eyeballs on what it is we're doing as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I hate Spotify is how much they pay musicians. That's why I'm a big supporter of Apple Music because they pay
Amen.
a little bit more. So I want to, you know, bring go to the forefront of the thing and get you all more listens because I just love your band.
Well, I appreciate it, and thank you so much for doing that. And for everyone else that's listening, just know that we first and foremost we clearly we don't do it for the money. We do it
No.
because we're
Right.
passionate,
Yes.
and we,
Yeah.
we do it because it's our love for the art and the things that it's in our DNA. It's what we do.
Yeah.
And any true artist will say the same thing. Um, so that's first and foremost. That being said, in order to if you pour all of your heart and soul into things and your time and effort into things, but you really can't financially um, make it to the point where you can actually continue to do that,
Mm.
that sometimes forces people to take another direction and or maybe continue down the same path of creating music, but no longer doing it for the public to hear.
Right.
And so I think that would be a travesty to happen over time. But I do think that that is a real situation that is happening to people today. And that's the sad thing because I think when talented musicians basically give up because they can't afford to continue on.
Yeah.
It's not just them. that are hurting. It's the rest of us as fans and potential listeners because we can't get a chance to establish and hear what it is that they're trying to get out to the rest of the world, which could potentially be your most favorite song or your most favorite artist
Right.
that you'll never know about.
Right. Exactly. And the re and uh it also goes to saying if a fan like looks to one of your songs as saving their life, then if you go away, then they're like, what I do, you
Yes.
know, it's a weird thing, man, you know?
It does, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier. It's not just something you like to do. It's something that once you realize the impact it has on other people, it's a responsibility that you have to take to heart.
Yeah.
Because there's been many times where we've gotten messages and communications from folks that that have had some profound um, scenarios happen in their life that maybe have moved because a line in a song that we wrote or something that hit them a certain way just at the right time was the right thing that they needed and it changed their whole perspective. And so that's a big deal, and I want to make sure that we continue to have that kind of impact.
Right. Right. Um, you mentioned a line that could save lives, right? So is there any line that you've written that seemed very scary to put out to the masses?
Um, I don't know if I could pick one. I think a lot of our songs, if you go back and now that you'll see, and a lot of underlying theme to a lot of our music is an internal struggle.
Right.
Um, and I think that's something that's relatable because we all to some degree, at one level or another, we're fighting inner demons,
Right.
and we're always fighting between what's in between our two ears,
Yeah.
and that's a real dangerous place to be sometimes. And
Yes.
so I think that a lot of that underlying tone and a lot of our songs are, yes, we realize that's what it is. You know what? We're like that too,
Right.
and to let you know that you're not alone.
Right.
And so I think that when you get the album out, you'll start seeing some of these things, and there's definitely messages in there that are um, help people be aware of what's happening, but also know that they're not alone, and then find a way over it or a way through it.
Right.
So I think that's really important.
Yeah. One song that I want to talk to you about because I really, really dig the vibe of this. I'll show you. You know, and
Yeah,
and okay, so I'm gonna give you my take, and you tell me if I'm completely wrong or almost right. Okay.
that's all
Okay.
right.
All right. So what it means to me is, like with me, it's like I don't like anybody to tell me what to do, and if they said that I can't do something, I'm like, I'll show you. You know, and the 99% of the time, I really show them. You know, so
Yes.
did I hit the nail on the head, or I mean,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
and I think that's because I think there's something in that in all of us somewhere.
Yes.
Some
Yes.
some people are maybe like you and I, don't even look at me the wrong way. If you think I can't do it, that's fuel for
Yeah.
me to move into a direction to show you that I can.
Right.
And some people, maybe everyone's got a little bit of that in
Yeah.
them. And I think that if they were to be completely honest, um, there's always somebody or something that they're uh, fighting against, but pushing through to the point where they will be able to stand tall.
Yeah.
And after going through the trials and tribulations, be able to stand tall and say, you know what, I'll show you what I'm
Yeah.
going to do. You can
Yeah.
watch me. I'll show you.
That's right.
So, and not in a mean way
No,
necessarily,
it's
but
like
hey,
you know. Yeah.
there's always going to be people out there that are haters. There's always going to be people out there that are going to tear you down. There's always going to be, and you have two choices. You can let them win, right? And cower and walk away and be miserable. But that's a sad state because whatever they say doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
What matters is how you feel. And so I think that if you could take that turn and say, you know what? That's okay. Appreciate your perspective. But this is where I'm going. This is what I'm going to do, and I'll show you.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect example. So I'm going to toot my own horn right now. But the
Yes.
doctors told my mom that James Hospital, would never walk, never talk, never amount to anything. Because I
Wow.
was born with CP, and look
Right.
at I'm here, 45 years old, walking,
Mm.
talking, and about to start with like a music business.
Amen.
So never let anybody tell you that you can't do anything. Show
Way
them,
to go.
Yeah. So say, I'll show you, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, that's fuel. Just like I said, every time you feel a little bit down, just think about somebody that said you couldn't do it,
right.
and
Yeah,
that'll fire you back up again. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's like kindling,
So, yes,
it's like
sir.
the good stuff, good stuff that kind of bad stuff
Absolutely.
too. So, um, okay. So you created this band only, or like did y'all four of you come together and say, okay,
We all kind of came together
okay, okay,
I feel the need,
right,
a personal desire and need of all of us that wanted to take this on. But then I also feel that once we kind of went down this path, we realized that this was something much bigger than all of us. So
okay, yeah,
we're just glad to be a part of it.
yeah. And I've been told that if you think that it's bigger than you, bigger than me, you're doing amazing things right now. And
Yes.
because a lot of
Yes.
people are just me, 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 and not helping others. So
No, and I think that, and I hope that it comes across. And I will tell you that we are constantly in an outreach for people to join the community. We've actually created a Facebook group called The Order Beneath, which we talk all about, the concept, the lore, and the
yeah,
everything that's
all the fun
everything that we're
stuff, right?
doing. Yeah, the fun stuff,
Yeah,
the fun things we can all talk about. Well, and it's a twofold approach to it. One is where we can communicate this information to everybody, but number two, where we can actually get information back from everybody.
mm,
We believe that as we move forward, a lot of our inspiration is going to come from a consensus of the community that we pull together, not just us. It's one thing to be. I believe that the four of us can come together and we can pull together the great team and we can make great music and do the right things. But I don't think it can be legacy. I think if you want to build something truly amazing, you have to get outside of yourself and pull together the community to make it something that can really be big. So we want as many people as possible to join and be a part of Under Black Sky because it's not just about the four of us.
right. And I will definitely link the Facebook group below, and so everybody can
Perfect.
join. Yeah. But when you were creating the band Under Black Sky, um, was the idea of the prophet born first from like imagination, pain, or even necessity?
Well, I think when and it's tough to have anybody truly understand it until the album comes out.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, because it'll unfold,
Okay.
and there are
Okay.
definitely some twists and turns, and so I'm gonna have to kind of hold back a little
Oh,
bit
right.
because,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
don't give
maybe we'll have
anything
a
away. Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we'll have another conversation after the fact and really get some people engaged in that conversation.
Yes. Yes.
So that could be fun.
Yeah. Because I've watched you back here many, many times. So I feel
Awesome,
like we have a good connection with you right now.
love it.
Yeah. So okay. So let's. Your voice is by far like one of the best I've ever heard, and I'm not
Wow.
sending smoke up your ass or anything. Like I truly mean that. Um.
Well,
So
very. I'm humbled. Thank you very much.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um. I asked all vocalists this. Um. Their their I guess their the way of keeping their voice like firm and sharp and what's your secret? Because I've heard pineapple juice is really good for the voice, and I'm wondering if you heard that yet.
I've never heard that before, but
Okay,
it's always worth giving it a shot.
there you go. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
My friend Judy, she's a fantastic vocal coach. She said get the pineapple juice in the old can at the source,
Okay.
drink it right down into
All right.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to try that
yeah.
because I can tell you that it's always a little bit of a challenge
Okay.
depending on the elements and when you're out on tour and doing what you're doing, and all the help you can get. And sometimes it's not talking a whole lot, because the resting your vocal cords is really, really important. Other
Right.
times it's making sure that you get enough time to really do the exercises and really get that workout prior to jumping on stage. Sometimes it is, what are you drinking? What is it that you're having that
Yeah.
helps you loosen up a little bit? So, no, I'm usually open to anybody that's got great suggestions. So I will definitely try that.
Pineapple juice, man. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Get it.
So, so when you are singing the song, do you feel like the song is controlling you, or you control the song because all these songs are so deep and really
Sure.
really really thought out? I mean, like what
No,
you're
I think that once you step onto stage, it's a um, you get lost in the
yeah
moment and you
yeah
get lost in the song, and there's no doubt about it. It's a major shift. The moment that you walk on that stage, and everything starts happening, you really kind of become part of it, and letting it kind of control you, and let yourself, get lost in that, because I think that if you're trying to control things, sometimes that's where it comes back and it bites you in your ass.
right
Um, Sometimes it's good to let it go and just be in the moment and feel what you're feeling, because that's where the real performance comes from.
right yeah. Now, when you play live, I haven't seen any YouTube videos of your show, but I'm sure it's amazing, you know. So when you are performing live, do you feel like you're communicating or like confessing something to us?
Could be both.
Could be okay.
Could be
Yeah.
both.
Okay.
Because there's a when you're and I like to tell you that on our live shows, I mean, there's certain things you want things certain people to expect certain things when they leave one of your shows, and so for us, it's always we want them to feel engaged into
Yeah.
what it is we're doing. We want them to feel that they're literally immersed in what it is we're doing, not as a fan watching. We want them to be a part of the show. And so I think that it's important for people to kind of feel like um, there's many ups and there's downs. There's many emotional points in
Mm,
the set, whether it's heavy and driving and maybe a little bit of angst and anger, but maybe there is some remorse, maybe there's some confession, maybe there is some, and it goes all through the full gamut, because I think that in our own minds we always go through that,
yeah.
and I think that that's one key word is relatable,
Yeah.
and I want people to walk away going, "Wow, I
Like,
felt that."
right. Yes. Yeah.
Felt that,
Yeah.
as opposed to, oh wow, that was
That's a
really
good
good
show.
music.
You're
Yeah,
right.
I dug
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I want people to walk away going, I didn't want it to end, and where are they going to be next? Because that's where I want to go.
Right. Yeah. Um, here's a really deep question that I think that you'll appreciate. Do you believe that artists are chosen by art, or does the artist choose it willingly? You know, choose music willingly.
Um, I think that's it's a good question, and I think each artist has their own answer.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that many artists, they do it for the art of it, and that's what
Yeah.
they do. And regardless of what the industry is saying, or what's expected or not expected, and then there's others that are in it for, they're in it for business, and and,
Yeah.
and there's no wrong answer.
No. Yeah.
There's no you can't be this way, you shouldn't be that way. It's just a personal preference.
Yeah.
Not my personal preferences, for us would be we're always in it for the art,
Yeah.
and we're in it but we're very serious
Yeah.
about
Oh
what we're
yeah.
doing, and because of what we're not what we're saying, but by what we're doing, we would like to think that would transcend into being a business as well,
Yeah.
because we do, because without having both sides of that, or at least having that business side combining with the art side,
Yeah.
that means your lifespan here could be very short. So we want to be around for a long period of time. So you really got to be mindful of both.
Right. Right. Yeah. Because I've heard many artists say I was born into this industry. And then I've heard on the opposite end, yeah, I just picked up a guitar and drums and I fell in love with it, you know,
Yep.
all different
There's
things.
no
And
doubt.
yeah.
I'm telling you, and there's so many artists that come out. There's so much creativity out in the world today. And you see some people that you're right. They just think it was just happenstance. I just happened to pick up this guitar and here I am. And sometimes those are the guys that are topping the charts.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Right.
and you know what? There's God bless them. I
Yeah.
think that's amazing. And there's other guys that have been doing this for their entire lives.
Yes.
And then many of them have been doing it for their entire lives that some people will never get a chance to hear.
Right. Yeah.
But that is
Yeah.
just the way it is.
Yeah.
I
I
tell you,
mean,
try to find some solace and some happiness
yeah.
in everything that you're doing. And then you know what? Good things will come.
Yeah. I mean, hell, Keith Richards is doing it even after
Oh
his
man.
200-year-old birthday.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say he's
That
been doing it
dude's
for
never
almost
going to
200
die,
years now.
dude. You know, that dude's amazing in his own right.
He is. He's still doing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, okay. So I got a few more questions, but I do want to
Sure.
thank you so much for coming on.
My
Um,
pleasure.
so after all the like mythology, music, and passion for this, who is Crisis when the lights go out? You know, how is he on stage as opposed to in the darkness, like lying down or like thinking about something,
Um,
anything?
you know, I think that I'm no different than anybody else.
Okay.
I think that uh, uh, I've got the same desires and the same drive, and that all of us, I think, to have, nothing different about me, nothing special about me
Okay.
outside of, anything else.
Yeah.
I just, I try to make, good choices, and I try to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And I'm always try to find a way to help others in a way that uh, I've always believed that you give and you give, not respecting anything in return is usually where your life usually ends up providing and the fruits that you're hoping for. So
Yeah.
I always just say, you know what, and there's no difference between Crisis either. It's just the Crisis is a guy that gets on stage and does some
Just
entertaining,
dude.
and it just
Yeah.
does some entertaining because at the same time, after the show is over and people are still in the club or the venue, I want the best for them
Yeah.
um, as well, and I want them to walk away going, that was an amazing experience. I
Yeah.
had a blast. I'm so glad that I came, and we created that light spark in their life for that evening.
Well, I can see there's absolutely zero ego on you, which is
No,
great, because
there's
you go
there's
to
no room for
like
that.
you get to meet your favorite band and band members, and they treat you like crap. You're like, oh my god, why? It's like, but I mean, yeah. So it's great.
Hey,
I'd love to hear it.
we're all people,
Yeah,
and I think it's important for everybody to stay grounded, regardless of where you are and which status you hold. And I think that I once again go back to the relatable part. We're
yeah,
fans too. We
yeah,
grew up idolizing, or not idolizing, but we had some artists that we were like, whoa, it's like larger than life.
yeah.
And you know what? That's a big responsibility. And I know, because I know what it feels like too to meet, people. And I'm like, wow, I expected that to be different.
Right.
I was really expecting for something a little bit more, warm, and
Genuine.
it
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
didn't turn out that way. And so, but that I know what that feeling is like. And um, we even have a lot of our last tour, we've had a handful of shows where you see young kids come out to the shows. Even as young as 3 years old, their parents are bringing their kids out of the shows, and
right.
and I see them come up to us after the show, and I'm blown away,
Yeah,
and because I just, I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever,
right.
you know,
Yeah.
and I want those little guys to be able to look at and say, you know what, that's what I want to do.
I want to be here. I want to go with mom.
I
You're
want
right.
to go up there
Yeah,
and do that one day. Well, then
yeah,
good, because
yeah,
that's what you should do, and you
yeah.
can do it, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I that makes that makes it worthwhile for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going into like two of the hardest questions I have for you.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, right. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm
All
ready.
right, let's do it. All right. So you're gonna hate me today because I'm gonna ask you what is your four. Okay, so we're gonna do a Mount Rushmore of your favorite bands of all time. Four of them.
Jeez.
Yeah. How much do you hate me right now?
I know. I know. I hate when people ask that
Son of a
question.
bitch. Yeah.
Four. That is, it's like probably the hardest question you could
And
ask
I
anybody.
know, dude. I mean, you can't do it only down to four. You know, it's
No,
like yeah,
it's impossible because there's
right.
like,
Yeah,
but when people ask that question, I go, and my brain automatically starts trying to figure out, all right, well, what am I? And
yeah,
then what do you think? What do I listen to today?
yeah,
eh,
yeah, yeah,
Versus what I listened to 5 years, 10 years ago, or whatever the case may be.
yeah.
So, but there's certain things that I think all of us, we always go back to the the back to our youth.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think we go
yeah,
back to how we felt because sometimes it's not your favorite band because maybe their music was so amazing. But
yeah.
back in that time, when you fell in love with that band, you were going through a particular time, or you felt a certain way, or that maybe that band got you through that moment in your life, or whatever the case may be, which you will always hold a place in your heart. So, and I will tell you that some of the bands that would say what crafted and inspired who we are. Um, Although they may be, some of my all-time favorite bands, I might not listen to them very regularly
Oh, I don't
anymore,
either. Yeah, yeah.
right?
I mean, I have bands
So
that I grew up with that I don't even listen to anymore because
yeah,
so much of it. Yeah,
I don't know if I'd say I not saying, and I can't put them in order because there's
right.
no
Yeah,
such thing as an
yeah,
order.
yeah,
But I mean, one of the obvious bands that would come up would probably everyone would probably expect as a band like Metallica because they were a crossover into um, something new and something radical and something, just that changed things, But then if you really want to go back into, you look at metal bands,
Mhm.
and you look at the history of metal, you look at what what bands today would say if there was no such thing as Black Sabbath or Ozzy
Oh
Osbourne,
yeah, yeah.
where would you be today? And
I,
most of them would say I probably wouldn't be here today.
right. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Probably wouldn't be, or if
I
I
agree.
it certainly wouldn't sound the way we sound today.
Yeah.
Those types of things. So I look at that and I frame that from a perspective of, um, you know, paying homage because we wouldn't be here if it weren't for guys like that,
Yeah.
that laid out the platform and gave us a platform to run on to do the things that we do today. So I think that would be a couple bands right there. I would say that. Um, let's see here. Can I shift to some of the bands I listen to today?
Please do.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
because I feel a little bit remiss because although I don't listen sometimes to some of my favorite bands because I listen to them for half of my life, so I get joy out of listening to some of the new stuff that's out there,
Yes. Yes.
and I just really dig some of the stuff. And I tell you, one of the bands that I'm like a big fan of is Wage War. They're what those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, they're doing things. Kill Switch Engage. These guys are doing
Love
stuff
them.
that that are still pulling some grit metal, but they're also changing it up with good melody, and they just
Yes.
got the full production, and they're advancing um, the genre. They're advancing where we're all going, and I just think we're all in good company with guys like that. And I think that
Yes.
there's thousands of other bands that
Oh
quite
yeah.
honestly that are
Yeah.
out
Right.
there that are
Yeah.
freaking amazing. And I
Right.
wish I could name them all.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I'm a fan. I mean, I really am. And there's so many new bands coming out that no one's ever heard of
Yeah.
that I listen to, and I'm like, wow. I
Yeah.
mean, I hope the rest of the world gets to hear these guys.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of them out there. And kudos, hats off to all of them that are out there doing their thing because, and even if people, if you're not getting the notoriety that you're getting right now, don't ever stop.
No.
Don't
Right.
stop,
Yeah.
because you know, we're listening, we see it, and we want to hear it,
Right.
and if you stop doing it, man, the rest of the world just kind of falls apart.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I do have one question before I get to my last question. And
Sure.
you mentioned Metallica, right?
Hmm.
And you
Sure.
can't mention Metallica without mentioning Megadeth. And I know you have to
Love
be like
Megadeth.
a Megadeth like listener, right? Yeah.
I love Megadeth.
So
Yes.
so what are your thoughts now? Now that we're hearing they're coming out with their final album? I mean, that just breaks
Um,
my heart because I love Megadeth. You
oh,
know?
there's no doubt. Well, and there's
Yeah.
one thing you know about Megadeth is that they don't put out anything that's not good.
No,
I mean, it's
they're
just
all
not. It's like
persistent too.
it's
Yeah.
absolutely. And so to know if that's truly the case, which I hope it's not, that that I mean, I don't I hate hearing that that would be the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
time that they're going to create something. That's for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, but I hope it's not. You know,
No,
and I
right.
think that from time to time we've almost like you're hearing people doing farewell tours. It's almost that's code
That's a
for
gimmick. Yeah.
no, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be back. No problem.
Yeah. It's like
So I'm
Kiss.
hoping Dave and the guys don't mean it. They might mean it in the moment, but
Right. Yeah.
sometimes when it's in you, you just kind of keep going. You just kind of keep doing it.
Right. Like a great example was Kiss, because they sold all of their rights to
Sure.
somebody else, and they're coming back on like the Kiss tour. I'm like, come on, guys, you gotta stop doing this to us. I mean,
Yeah, right. I
like
know. It's like
weird.
his yo-yo.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
It's insane.
Exactly.
And
So,
guys like that, I mean, that's like another guy. It's like
yeah.
what they created. There would be no Under Black Sky if it wasn't for Kiss. I mean, it would be. I mean,
Kiss
it's
is.
like,
Yeah.
oh my God. I mean, it's
Right.
like how on the theatrical side, the music maybe not so much, but
Right.
the theatrical side and the stage show and the experience that they did has never been done before.
Right.
And they man, could you imagine how many people told them how crazy they were and that'll never work?
Yeah. A
You
lot.
know?
You're
Oh
right.
my,
Yeah. Yeah.
geez, you know? So,
Yeah.
no, it's exciting.
Funny story to tell you before we get to our last question. I went to an Aerosmith concert way back in something,
Yeah.
and Kiss opened for them, and I
Whoa.
did not enjoy Aerosmith's show. I thought Kiss,
Interesting.
yeah, because you see all the flames, all the fireworks are going off, and
How do
Aerosmith
you
is the
follow
first
that?
thing, right? That's what I said, like
I
why
don't
would
know.
you
I don't
do
know
that
how
to
you follow
yourself,
that.
Because
It's amazing.
that brought the headliner, which was Aerosmith, down a whole notch and a half,
Oh, I'm sure.
You just
I'm
don't do that,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Kiss is
I mean, they play it on a great show, but it's like you're not Kiss. So
not
don't ever do that
not after
again.
I just realized I just experienced that. How do I go from that energy to
Just singing.
not taking anything away from Aerosmith, but
No, no,
geez.
no. Yeah, exactly. So
Amazing.
our last question for you is the hardest one of all, harder than the four. Okay, so album, artist, or song. Yeah. So what artist album or song are you able to listen to right now?
Mhm.
But you can't tell me, your parents, your bandmates, how it makes you feel deep inside your soul. It's so
Okay, say that
emotional for you that you can't
that is
express it.
emotional.
Yeah, for
That
you.
makes you emotional.
Yeah,
Okay.
for you.
Huh. That you can't
Or
tell.
is there even the song? Because I've asked that 100 times, and then some people will say, no, I don't have a really,
You mean that people that say that they don't have an emotional connection
right.
to the
Yeah,
song? Oh, I
yeah.
think that would be you'd be unhuman.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I don't even
My
know how
thoughts
that's
exactly.
possible.
Right,
I mean, there's some that just I mean, emotionally will just charge you, you know.
right.
That would really
I,
have to I'd really have to think about that one.
yeah, yeah.
Because there's I mean there's
There's
I
too many to
mean
say, right? Yeah,
there is. Well, and I tell you, there's a litmus test for me. And it's not any genre, it's just music in general. Is that, if if a song comes on, or it's a part of a song, or it's a certain note or whatever, and the hairs stick up
yeah,
on my arms or on my neck, it's a hit. I mean,
yeah,
because what it just did is it forced a visceral reaction in my being that that was physical,
yeah,
from listening to something. And I think that that is a testament to what music can do. So man, that's well. Let me ask you, James, what would that be for you?
That okay, so I have two songs, okay?
Okay,
So one song is by Eric Church, country artist.
okay,
He has a
yep,
song called Talladega. I cannot
okay,
explain how it makes me feel deep inside.
yep.
And then another one is by the Dead Deads. I don't know if you heard of that group, but that's
I
a,
have.
okay, nice, yeah.
Yep.
They got a song called Santa Beamed Me Up or Santa Beamed Us Up, you know.
Right.
And it automatically reminds me of my time back in 1994 because they mentioned 94 in that song, you
Right.
know. And that for me, those memories are so important to me, you know, because family members aren't here anymore. They were
Mhm.
back then, you know.
Right.
So
Oh,
it
for
just
sure.
so it just flooded like great memories of that time in not Christmas '94, you know,
Okay.
because that song is
Interesting.
about Christmas in '94, and yeah.
That's
So
great.
I
Well,
mean that just I just cry every time I hear that song, which I don't play it at all because I know
yes.
I'm gonna cry when I hear that song, you know? And I'm
Yes.
getting
No,
choked up
no,
right
I
now
get it.
talking about it. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, there's like I said, there's some songs that do that to you,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
so now that I'm tracking with you a little bit more, I will say, um, because some songs will there's a certain amount of energy and connection that's high energy and heavy, and there's others that just aren't. But I will tell you that I know this so you can't judge me on any of this
No, no,
stuff.
no,
So
no.
so
This is a
so,
judge-free zone
so
right here, brother.
I love it all, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that if you were to, it's one of those emotional songs. Um, would be uh, would be a Journey song.
Great. I love Journey.
So, and I think um, Sender My Love, I think was going to be that one
Okay.
because it just, I mean, it just, I don't, it's like
This does
something
something to your
happened.
soul, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and it just hits you right between. And I think sometimes too when they're talking about, you know, you know, it was either that or faithfully. It was like this talking about
Yeah.
times being on the road and being away from people, and it brings you right back to real. Oh man, I remember
Yeah.
what this was like. I felt what this was like. I
Yeah.
and it brings pictures in your mind,
Mm.
and that's crazy to me because like I said, once again, it's a testament to music and how music makes you feel,
Right.
and I think if you as an artist can have that kind of effect through your music, one way or the other, however it happens to another person to create
Right.
that visceral feeling and that physical change in you,
Yeah.
that's, I don't even know how to explain it, you
Yeah.
know?
I think another Journey song that does like that means to me sometimes it's Open Arms, you know.
Oh, yes.
I just
Great. Well,
man, you know.
those guys are some of the best songwriters on the planet.
Yes.
So,
Yes, they are.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And now you see, and this is kind of off topic, but when you're talking about Journey,
Yeah.
you know that, oh, Joey Belladonna is now out there from Anthrax. Was
Really?
Yeah, was doing like a Journey cover
Yeah.
band thing, which I was like, wow, I would like to see that.
Yeah. Well, I
You
can
know,
kind of look into that. That's
yeah, yeah,
you never
yeah.
thought that.
Anthrax is one of my all-time favorites.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Okay, okay. So I forgot this. Yeah, Joey Belladonna. Okay.
yeah.
So do you prefer Joey's albums or John's albums?
Now so we can get into a big debate on this one, only because John Bush is also one of my all-time favorite vocalists.
Yes.
So, but Armored Saint is
Armored. Yeah. Yeah.
they're one of my all-time favorite bands too. But when I hear John Bush, I hear Armored Saint.
Okay.
When I
Yeah.
hear Joey Belladonna, I hear Anthrax. So
Yeah.
putting them to have John sing with Anthrax, I think it was great, but it was just
Mm.
not the same for me.
Okay.
I'd rather see John and Armored Saint all day.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, I forgot what album it was. It was like one with Safe Home. I think that was his first album that John released with them. But to me, that album's like there's an unskippable album right there.
Yes.
You know, for
Absolutely.
me, you know, that's
Absolutely.
very rare because there's like two or three other albums that are like unskippable. You know,
Yes.
for
And
me,
that's
it's
not easy to do. And
Yeah.
there's like, creating that was I think one of our, um, there's always a risk when you put an album out.
Yes.
And because and we go into it with, we want every song on that album to be better than the one you just heard before, better than that song you just heard before. There's no room for, let's just put that on the album because we need X amount of songs.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, this is from the first song you put on to the till it's done.
Yeah.
It's got to be, wow, I haven't found one song that I don't want to listen to on
Right.
this.
Right. Yeah.
And I think those albums are few and far between anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that we hit the nail on the head with this one.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear it, man. So
Awesome.
October 24th.
October
Right.
24th,
Yeah.
Bad Blood Chapter
Bad Blood,
1
chapter one.
officially drops. We have a limited vinyl, crimson red vinyl,
Mm,
that's available for pre-save now.
yeah.
It'll be worldwide, come the 24th. We'll be on tour. In the middle, we'll be right on a run, literally, while when the album comes out. We'll be
Right.
hitting multiple Texas shows.
Yes.
So if anybody listening out and watching is in Texas, make
I,
sure that you were
I was
multiple locations.
I was born in Texas. That's why I was like, yes, Texas.
Hey, here you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be hitting Austin, Houston,
Yeah. How about South
Corpus.
Carolina? Are you coming down
Not on this run, but we
there?
will.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there's going
Yeah.
to be, stay tuned. There's a lot of things happening with the launch of this album and us supporting it.
Yeah.
We'll be hitting a lot of places for
Yeah.
sure.
Because I would love to meet you in the rest of the rest of the
Oh
world.
man, that'd be
Yeah.
fantastic. I
It's
would
awesome.
definitely look forward
Yeah.
to it, James.
Yes. Yes. So before we let you go, we're going to give you a little bit of shout outs here.
Yeah,
You can visit them underblacksky.com. And yep, they're on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify,
yeah,
Apple Music, of course. Yay!
yes,
And they're on YouTube. And if you go to underblacksky.com/enter the codex, you'll get to download a digital book off of the
yes,
chapter one, which I think
yeah.
is great. Yeah, because I was just reading it right before you came on.
Perfect.
It's so good,
Beautiful.
dude. Yeah,
I'm so glad.
yeah.
It's good because this is early. You're one of the first that I've ever seen it. So,
Oh, nice. Yes.
yes, yes. So
Yeah.
this is all, like I said, all happening real time right now, and we want people to really kind of dive in and find out the true lore and the story behind what we're doing. So when the album comes out, you'll be ready.
So, is there a book? I mean, is it going to be like a physical book later on? You think?
That has come up in conversations before. I think,
That's
quite honestly,
tell me and
I
getting.
see this
Yeah.
as being a Netflix miniseries is what I see.
Yes. Great.
So,
Great. Great.
um, there's enough storyline, there's enough twists and turns, there's enough emotional connection, there's enough energy and excitement, and
Yeah.
it's got it all.
Nice. Nice. So, yeah, like I said before, we thank you so much for coming on, and we beg you to come on anytime you want to, possibly even after Bad Blood Chapter 1 comes out, just come back for,
Perfect.
second, third,
Would
fourth
love to.
interview, and
Would love to. We're
I,
honored, James, obviously.
I would love to interview the other band members if you can tell
I
them
would
about me.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and they'd love to meet you as well. So
Yes.
I will make sure that that happens. Definitely.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And with that said, everybody, thank you so much for listening to this episode. And always remember, when words fail, music speaks. Bye, guys. Thank you, man.
Awesome.
You were so awesome to talk to. Thank you so much for
Oh,
coming
James,
on
I
again.
appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
Vice versa. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for stumping me on some questions too.
Oh, good. Because I was worried about
Oh
if
no.
okay, yeah. Yeah.
No, it's great. No,
Yeah.
I love the conversation and the dialogue. It's fun.
Yeah, because I was worried about how if I asked him the same questions, because I wanted to be because I know a lot of these podcasts get boring for you, how did you
Yeah.
start music? Why did you pick it? It's like who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, absolutely.
I
Yeah,
just wanted to
sometimes
get deeper in it, Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, it's not the actual question that it's how deep we can go and which
Yes,
uncovers some other things. So no, I
absolutely.
think it's great.
Yeah.
No, you're doing
All
a
right.
great job, buddy, and anxious to continue the relationship.
Yes, thank you very much. And I will send Shauna everything, and then she'll
Perfect.
forward it over because I'm going to post this in a couple weeks. Well,
Okay.
I think I'm going to post it right before the 24th. To be honest with you.
Perfect. That'd be great.
or like the week before. Yeah, so I'll leave everything in the description. So yeah, man.
Perfect.
Thank you so
Awesome,
much.
James.
All right,
Appreciate
buddy.
you, buddy.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
soon, man.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.